Hi, I'm Canwell, and in this video I want to talk about why marriage is a form of incremental slavery. It is slavery, but to get to that point, it doesn't start out as slavery. It starts out as a man and woman getting together and they fall in love, or they have a lot of attraction for each other. There's a lot of freedom, there's a lot of excitement, there's a lot of fun. They go traveling together, the woman's coming over to the guy's place. She's sleeping with him, she's fulfilling all of his sexual fantasies. And before you know it, the man's on the hook and he's willing to sign his life away, because a lot of guys think that if they marry a woman, this is the only way that they are able to keep a woman. Now, this is very, very tempting for men who get beautiful women, especially men who don't have many options. They will get a relatively beautiful woman, they get amazing sex, and they're willing to sign their life away to keep it. Not understanding that over the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years, their attraction for this woman is going to decrease drastically. The amount of stress she's going to cause you is going to increase as well. She's going to become more problematic, more difficult, more invested in you, and expect more from you, which is going to cause you more problems. Now, what do I mean by incremental slavery? You start off free. And before you know it, you're working to support your wife, who no longer wants to work because she wants to take care of the home and get ready to have a baby. And then you have a child, and then you have to work to take care of the child and the wife. And what does the woman do? Well, she knows that she has to keep you as a donkey, a work donkey. And so how does she do this? She uses sex as a way to control you. She restricts your access to other women, and she ensures that she's the only source of sex, and she controls the amount of sex that you get, so that keeps you on the hook. And bit by bit, you're slowly trapped and enslaved. Now, a lot of men accept this deal. They just accept it. It's a part of life, right? The wife is the ball and chain. You're getting hitched, you're getting married. This is why all the married men I talk to are envious and jealous of men who are independent and free. If you go out into nature and you look at animals, they're free. They're not tied down, they're not restricted, they're not locked into relationships, they're not locked into a marriage. I'm not against relationships. I think relationships can be wonderful, they can be beautiful, but this is a warning for men. It's a big warning. Marriage can lead to slavery unless you're willing to maintain your freedom. Now, I've probably only seen a handful of men who've been able to stay married and keep their freedom at the same time. They can do it, but they do it from the beginning. They set strict boundaries, and the woman accepts the deal, because women naturally want to take care of men. They want to serve you. But if you allow her to flip the script, she will make you her slave. Instead of her serving you, you will be serving her and the house. I used to look at my dad, and my dad got married fairly young to my mum. And when I looked at my parents, my dad was never happy. He was always stressed out. He hated being married, I could tell. He didn't like being married. He didn't like having kids. He didn't like the restrictions on his freedom. He was highly stressed out. I remember he used to come home from work, and back then when I was a kid, this was really rare, but my dad had a gym at home, and he used to come home, he used to pump the weights really hard for 2 hours, and then he would go on a long bike ride, and then he'd come home, he'd get out the bottle of whiskey, pour in the ice, pour in the whiskey, sit in his favorite chair and watch the news all night, or watch a movie drinking whiskey, and it was anything he could do to kill stress. So it was a lot of exercise and a lot of alcohol, anything that could reduce his stress levels. Now, this came from work, it came from being married, and he was just so frustrated from the whole setup that me and my siblings, we noticed this, and we said to him later, look, you didn't really like being married, did you? And he admitted it. He said it was very stressful, and if he had a chance to do it again, he wouldn't do it. But it doesn't have to be this way. You don't have to allow yourself to be enslaved. You can get married, you can have a relationship, but you need to set strict boundaries about how you're going to do it and what kind of life you want to live. You can still remain free, but it's going to take work. If you get married, it's going to take a lot of work to retain your freedom. And I believe that freedom is the most important thing a man can ever have. It's more important than sex. It's more important than a relationship. freedom is number one for an alpha male. Keep this in mind. If you want to know more about this, I highly recommend you get a copy of my book, Atomic Attraction. It's based on over 120 scientific studies and 40 real-life case studies. You can pick up your copy today by clicking on the link below, and let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I always love to hear from you guys, and if you need help with a particular situation, I do phone and email consultations. You can book a consultation with me on my website, develofattraction.com.